Eating well after 60 can become difficult for reasons that have little to do with motivation. The vegetables still need washing. The useful protein is frozen in one large block. A recipe asks for 12 ingredients. The serving is bigger than your appetite, and tomorrow's lunch is another decision waiting to be made. Japan's Food Guide. Spinning Top offers a useful starting point. It does not build the day around one perfect food. It shows different kinds of dishes working together: grains, vegetables, protein dishes, fruit, and dairy, with water or tea as part of the picture. This video is not a Japanese longevity formula, a weight loss plan, or medical nutrition advice. These are 7 Japanese-inspired ways to make a balanced meal easier to see, prepare, combine, and repeat. The goal is not an impressive plate. It is a meal that still feels possible on an ordinary Tuesday. Start by looking at the meal as a combination, not a search for the healthiest single ingredient. The Japanese Food Guide groups dishes into a staple or grain dish, vegetable dishes, a main dish built around foods such as fish, meat, eggs, or soy, plus fruit and milk or dairy across the day. The exact amount depends on the person. It is a visual guide, not a fixed menu that every meal must copy. Use the groups as a quick check. If lunch is only toast, perhaps add an egg, yogurt, beans, or fruit. If dinner is mostly noodles, a vegetable side or some tofu may make the meal more complete. Rice is not magic. Fish is not magic. Tofu and green tea are not magic either. The practical habit is simply to notice what is missing. Add one useful part before trying to rebuild your entire diet. A very large plate can turn dinner into one heavy decision. A few modest portions can make variety easier to see. Try one comfortable serving of a grain, one vegetable dish, and one protein dish. Fruit or dairy can fit elsewhere in the day if that suits you. The bowls do not need to match, and the meal does not need to look like a restaurant set. Small dishes are not automatically healthier, and this is not a trick for eating less. Their value is visibility. You can see whether the meal contains variety, adjust one part without disturbing everything else, and save an untouched portion when your appetite is smaller. Use the plates and bowls you already own. The habit is not Japanese tableware. It is making several useful foods easier to recognize and manage. Protein is easy to postpone when every option requires a separate cooking project. Keep 1 or 2 simple choices ready in portions you can actually use. Depending on your preferences, that might be cooked fish, tofu, eggs, beans, yogurt, chicken, or another familiar food. The Japanese Food Guide places fish, meat, eggs, soybeans, and soy products in the main dish group, but it does not require one special ingredient. Ask a practical question. What can I add when the meal is mostly bread, rice, noodles, or vegetables? A ready portion can turn toast into breakfast, join rice and vegetables in a bowl, or make a small lunch feel complete without starting a new recipe. Prepare only an amount you can store and use safely. If diabetes, kidney disease, medication, or another condition changes what or how much you should eat, follow your clinician or registered dietitian rather than a general video. Vegetables are easy to buy and easy to postpone. The obstacle is often the chain of actions between the refrigerator and the plate. Shorten that chain. Put the vegetables for the next meal together. When appropriate for that food, wash or cut a small amount for the next use. Cook a modest batch rather than a week's worth you may not finish. Keep one safe, ready option where you will see it. Frozen or canned vegetables can also be practical. Choose versions without added sugar or excess sodium when possible. Preparation should have a destination. A cucumber may be ready for tomorrow's sandwich. Cooked greens may be ready for one side dish. Frozen vegetables may be measured for soup instead of disappearing behind larger packages. Follow storage instructions and food safety guidance. Use clean containers, refrigerate promptly, and discard food that is no longer safe. The aim is not maximum preparation. It is making the next action smaller. In the Japanese food guide Spinning Top, water and tea form the axis. That is a useful reminder to make drinks visible and easy to reach, not to treat them as a substitute for food. A small cup of tea or a bowl of soup can give the meal a calm beginning. A glass of water beside the plate can prevent the drink from becoming an afterthought. But soup, especially packaged broth or strongly seasoned miso soup, can contain substantial sodium. Traditional does not automatically mean suitable for everyone. Compare labels when you can. Use less salty broth or seasoning when appropriate, and let vegetables, mushrooms, herbs, or aromatics provide some of the flavor. Do not use potassium-based salt substitutes without checking whether they are appropriate for you. Fluid needs also differ. Kidney or heart conditions, some medications, swallowing problems, and a clinician's instructions may change what, when, or how much you drink. Balanced eating becomes easier when the preparation can survive a tired day. Instead of planning 7 complete recipes, prepare a few flexible components: 1 grain or other staple, 1 protein option, 1 vegetable, and 1 simple flavor. Then combine them in more than one way. Rice, tofu, and vegetables can become a bowl. The same vegetables can sit beside an egg the next day. Fish can be served with a leftover grain instead of demanding a new side dish. Components also make it easier to change the portion when appetite is smaller, because nothing is locked into one large, mixed meal. Keep the plan short enough to remember and small enough to finish safely. Label what needs labeling, refrigerate or freeze promptly, and follow local storage guidance. The best routine is not the most efficient-looking one. It is the one that leaves a clear path from hunger to a reasonable meal. The final habit is not about a food. It is about removing the physical obstacles around the meal. Use a plate size that feels comfortable. Put frequently used utensils, napkins, and drinks within easy reach. Sit at a stable height. Serve heavy pots in the kitchen instead of carrying them to the table. Open difficult packages before sitting down, or choose containers you can manage without a struggle. Texture matters too, but it is personal. Choose foods that are comfortable and pleasant for you. Do not improvise a swallowing diet from an online video. Persistent coughing during meals, difficulty chewing or swallowing, reduced appetite, or unexplained weight change deserves professional advice from a clinician and, when appropriate, a registered dietitian or swallowing specialist. Eating well should not require a daily obstacle course. When the table fits the person eating, attention can return to the food, the conversation, and the meal itself. Japanese food guidance does not give us one perfect menu. It gives us a useful way to look at eating: adequacy, balance, moderation, variety, and a routine that can be repeated. Start with 1 change. Add 1 missing food group. Keep 1 easy protein ready. Prepare 1 vegetable for its next use. Put water or tea where you will see it. Build tomorrow's meal from components you already have. The goal is not to eat like an imaginary Japanese household. It is to make your next balanced meal easier to see, easier to prepare, and easier to enjoy. Different health conditions, medications, appetite changes, fluid limits, and chewing or swallowing needs can change the right plan. Personal medical advice comes first. What is hardest for you right now? Planning, shopping, preparing, or finishing the meal?